In the year 2455, Earth stood at the peak of its power. Humanity had built great cities in the sky, machines that could shape weather, and starships that roamed across 3 star systems. The greatest of these starships was the Valor, a warship so powerful that its mere name commanded fear and awe. For 5 decades, the Valor patrolled Earth's borders, defending against threats in deep space. Its captain, Helena Drex, was legendary. The crew stood by her through every battle. They were the symbol of humanity's strength and hope. Yet, in June of 2455, the Valor vanished. One moment, the ship was on a secret mission in a dark corner of space. The next moment, it simply disappeared. No wreckage. No distress call. Nothing. The entire fleet searched for a month and found nothing. Earth Command declared the Valor lost. 12 years passed. The warship was a ghost. The Lost Legend. Chapter 1. Fear in the Void. On June 14, 2467, Lieutenant Commander Eric Maya stared at the deep space monitors in Earth Command. Alerts flashed across the screen in bright red. He felt a cold knot in his stomach. "We have a signal," the communications officer said quietly. Her voice shook, normal static first, then a slow pulse, a broken voice. A single phrase. "They found us, not what we expected. It's not just war." The signal cut off. Silence returned. Eric's eyes widened. The date on the screen showed coordinates far beyond any known space. Way beyond where any ship could go and return. Earth Command erupted into chaos. Scientists rushed forward. Generals demanded answers. But no one could explain what happened. The code word, Valor, spread through the bunker. If the signal came from the Valor, it meant the ship was alive. Or worse. Chairman Devon Rowell stared at Eric. "Maya, you're to lead the recovery mission," he said in a low voice. "If Valor is out there, we bring it home, alive and intact." Eric swallowed. He had trained for years for this work. Yet he felt a mixture of pride and dread. What if it was a trap? Chapter 2. Preparing for the mission. 2 days later, Starship Aegis Dawn readied for launch. It was smaller than the Valor, but faster and much newer. It held a crew of 70. Eric stood on the flight deck, watching them board. Engineer Captain Sari Loon, calm and focused. Pilot Commander Jinvus, with nerves of steel, specialist. Mara Char, expert in remote communications. Medical Officer Dr. Eden Ray, always polite but watchful. Each crew member's face showed the same tense determination. No one spoke a word, but they all felt the weight of the mission. Before launch, Eric stood before a holographic map. A glowing blue grid on a table. His finger traced a distant spot in space. The signal came from there. Coordinates that sat in a region called the Silent Expanse. A place with no known stars, no charted matter. Just emptiness. "This area," Eric said, "has taken ships before. It's called the Dead Zone." He looked at his team. "We will go in. We will bring Valor home. No heroics. No risks we can avoid. But be ready for anything." They all nodded. Chapter 3. Into the Silent Expanse. Aegis Dawn slipped through Earth's atmosphere and jumped to FTL faster than light. In a heartbeat, it was gone. The ship emerged into a place so dark that stars fell away like dust. The crew stared through black windows. No nebulae, no light. Just a deep void that seemed to swallow their ship. The silence was profound. Even the instruments seemed lost. Jin's voice echoed. "Commander, sensors are blank. No cosmic background. It's like we're in eternal night." Mara Chur sat at communications, headphones on. She tapped keys in silence. Still no signal, except one odd blip on the screen, jittering and static. Eric studied that blip closely. He whispered, "That's us. That's Valor." As they moved closer, the ship's hull came into view. It floated like a ghost, unlit and unmoving. No warning shots. No fighting, no debris. It was perfect and silent. Too perfect. Chapter 4. Boarding the Ghost. Eric chose a small boarding pod. Only 4 crew: himself, Sari, Mara, and Jin would enter Valor. The rest would wait aboard Aegis Dawn. In case something went wrong, they docked with Valor. The outer locks hummed as they attached. Then, inside the dark passageway, their lights cut on. The air smelled like ozone and old metal. Dust drifted in the beams of their helmets. No voices. No alarms. Only faint humming of a ship system long abandoned. Sari swept her flashlight across the corridor. "Power cells still running," she murmured, "on a trickle." Mara checked her comm unit. "Signal is stronger now." Coming from the control deck, they walked. Their footsteps echoed. Then they reached the bridge. It was dark but intact. The captain's chair sat empty. Consoles were dim but then flickered. Green lights pulsed. Eric moved closer and touched a control panel. The bridge lights flickered on. Soft hum of machinery filled the air. He swallowed hard. Then a voice spoke through the bridge speakers. It was soft and distant, like radio from another world. Voice: "You're not supposed to be here." Chapter 5. The first clue. Eric froze. His hand trembled as he held his light. "Hello?" he said. "This is Commander Eric Maya of Aegis Dawn. We received a signal." The voice stopped. Mara checked her headset. No network, no traceable ID. Sari moved to a console. "Ship logs are partially intact. I can restore the last hours before the blackout." Jin watched the hallway behind them with his pistol ready. "Keep moving," he whispered. The bridge screen switched to display logs. June 12th, 2455, mission launch. June 13th, approach to silent expanse. June 14th, signal received. Unknown, followed by 10 years of silence. June 14th, 2467, sudden reboot, signal sent. The logs flashed, then went blank again. Eric's voice shook. No record of any crew since launch. Sari tapped more commands. "All personnel files missing. But, look." She highlighted a file flagged Special. 2 words, Alien Tech. Everyone looked at Eric. His heart raced. Chapter 6, Echoes from the Past. They searched the bridge further. On the captain's console, Eric found a hologram concealed under glass. He tapped to activate it. A figure flickered, a woman with stern face and silver hair. "Captain Helena Drex. Helena, hologram. If you see this message, then we have failed. We found something out there. Something not human. It changed us. This is not just war." The image froze. The captain's eyes widened. Then the hologram distorted. Helena's voice glitched. "Helena, it's not just war. They took us. They found me." The projection ended. The lights went out. The bridge dimmed back to darkness. Eric swallowed. "That's the captain. She left a message. And she's still out there, wherever out there is." Chapter 7. The shadow follows in the hallway. They heard footsteps, soft, mechanical, and from the dark corner, a figure moved. It paused, then vanished. Jin aimed his pistol. "Identify yourself." No answer. Mara's eyes widened. Signal, a heartbeat. Coming from the engine room, they moved silently. Each step felt heavy, as if watched. When they reached the engine room door, Sari's hands shook as she opened it. Inside, the reactor glowed faintly. Wires and cables coiled around something new, a glowing crystal orb, pulsing. "The alien tech," whispered Sari. Eric reached out and felt something brush his cheek, like a hand. He turned and saw nothing. He backed away. "We need to leave now." Chapter 8. Closing the hatch, they retraced their steps to the bridge. At the hatch, Eric paused. "We came for Valor, but we found more. A voice, a trace, a mystery. We can't solve it here." Mara looked at Eric, her voice small. "We need to send this data to Earth Command." Sari nodded. Yes, and we need to seal Valor again until we understand this. Jin slid the hatch shut. The airlock cycled. They disconnected the boarding pod. Inside Aegis Dawn, Eric looked at them all. We go back. We bring the voice. We bring the log. We bring proof. But we leave that tech here until we know what it is. He pulled his headset. Earth Command. This is Aegis Dawn. We have Valor. We have logs and a message from Captain Drex. We request permission to return home. There was a long pause. Then Earth Command replied, Return immediately. Coordinates confirmed. Expedition aborted. Bring all materials. Eric felt relief but also deeper worry. What did they fear? Chapter 9. Into the stars again. Aegis Dawn undocked and left orbit. The warship moved slowly away from the ghost of Valor. Through the window, Eric saw it fade into the blackness. He touched the patch on his sleeve, the emblem of Valor, a reminder of what had been lost and what might still be taken. Behind him, Mara backed up the logs. Sari shut down feed from the engine room. Jin prepared for FTL. Eric closed his eyes for a moment. He whispered, There is something more. If it's not just war, then we have to be ready. Then the ship leaped into FTL. Light raced past windows as they began the journey home. Chapter 10. The signal grows stronger during the jump. The broken transmission repeated in Eric's mind. They found us. Not what we expected. It's not just war. A warning. A mystery. A broken voice calling through the void. He opened his console and wrote one word. Investigate. Earth Command had sent them out to fetch a legend. Instead, they found a nightmare and maybe a beginning of something none of them could have imagined. The screen blinked. A new alert popped up. Unauthorized signal detected. Eric looked up. His face hard. The true mission had just begun. Chapter 1. Shadows follow the ship. Aegis Dawn raced back toward Earth through silent space. But something had changed. Since boarding the Valor, strange things began happening. Lieutenant Commander Eric Maya sat alone in his private cabin. He played the broken recording from Captain Drex again and again. They found us, not what we expected. It's not just war. Every time he listened, he noticed something new. A faint whisper in the background, almost like another voice, hidden beneath hers. Suddenly, the lights in his cabin flickered. His screen glitched. The message restarted by itself, even though he hadn't touched the controls. Eric stood up quickly. A shadow moved across the screen. He turned, but no one was there. He whispered, What did we bring back with us? Chapter 2. The crew feels it in the control room. Pilot Jinvas leaned back in his chair, watching the stars rush past. We should have never gone there, he muttered to himself. Engineer Sari Loon entered quietly. She looked tired, pale, engines behaving strangely. She said, Fuel levels are fine, but power surges keep hitting the lights. Something's wrong, Jin nodded. Feels like the ship is holding its breath. In the medbay, Dr. Eden. Ray checked a scan of his own brain. He hadn't slept in 2 nights. Every time he closed his eyes, he dreamed of voices. Cold hands. A massive dark shape floating in the void. He rubbed his forehead. This isn't normal. We didn't just find Valor. We brought something back. Chapter 3. The hidden room. On day 3 of their return journey, Mara Chur called Eric to the lower deck. I found something, she said. Her voice was shaky. In the storage bay, she pointed to a crate that wasn't listed in inventory. It had Valor's symbol on it. We didn't bring this, she whispered. Eric opened the crate slowly. Inside was a cube black metal, smooth, humming faintly. Lights danced across its surface like liquid. What is it? Eric asked. No idea, Mara said, but it's transmitting. Not on human frequencies. I ran a scan, and the signal matches what Valor sent before we found it. Eric stepped back. Seal it. No one touches it. But as they closed the lid, The lights inside blinked 3 times, almost like a response. Chapter 4, The Ghost Bridge. That night, Jin walked alone through the corridors of Aegis Dawn. He was headed to the bridge to check flight logs. But something stopped him, a soft sound. A humming like a woman singing. He paused. It was coming from the bridge. But no one was supposed to be there. He drew his pistol, stepped forward. When he entered the room, the lights were already on. The stars outside moved normally, but in the captain's chair, someone was sitting, a woman, silver hair, pale skin. Wearing an old Earth military uniform, she turned her head. Her eyes were empty. Her face was still. Then she said calmly, "We should never have left." Jin blinked. When he looked again, she was gone. Chapter 5 Data doesn't Lysari called a meeting in the war room. Everyone looked exhausted. She projected a 3D image of the alien cube. I ran deeper scans. This thing isn't just a power source. It's a mind, a living system. It talks. Eric frowned. To who? To us, she replied. When I asked it a question in binary, it responded. Not in words, in images, emotions. What did it show you? Dr. Ray asked. Sari hesitated. Then said softly, "It showed me Earth, but not our Earth, one in ruins, covered in ash, silent, and above it, 1,000 ships like Valor." Silence filled the room. Mara whispered, "Is this thing showing us the future?" Eric shook his head. Or the past. Chapter 6, The Crewman Who Shouldn't Beatty Next. Day, Eric did a head count, 70 crew. All accounted for, except someone extra. "Who's crewman Darren Vale?" he asked Sari. "Who?" She replied, "I saw his name on the maintenance log. Logged work at 2 o'clock hours last night." They checked the security feed. In the footage, a man in a gray engineer suit walked through the corridor. No face, blurred. He walked into the reactor room, stared at the core, then vanished. Sari turned pale. "That's not possible. No one was there last night." "I was on shift." Jin looked at Eric. "We brought a ghost aboard." Chapter 7 Contact Attempt. Mara tried to open a connection to Earth. "Command, this is Aegis Dawn. Requesting secure." Link. No reply. She tried again. Then a voice responded. But not from Earth. From inside the cube. It wasn't speaking words. It was mimicking her voice, saying back what she had said, in her tone, her accent. "Command, this is Aegis Dawn." Again. Repeating. Then silence. "And finally, we are coming home." Everyone froze. Jin whispered, "That wasn't us." Chapter 8 The Captain returns. Eric walked alone to the observation deck. He needed space to think, but as he stared into the stars, a figure appeared behind him in the reflection. He turned quickly. There she was again. Captain Helena Drex, but this time she looked alive. She spoke softly. "I warned you not to take it." Eric backed up. "What is it?" "It's not a weapon," she said. "It's a key, and once used, it cannot be closed." "Used for what?" "To wake them," she said. "The ones we locked away." "Who?" She looked at him with hollow eyes. "The first makers of war, the true architects of fear. You opened the gate." Then she was gone. Chapter 9 Earth Command responds. Finally, Earth Command responded. Chairman Devon Rao appeared on screen. "Commander Maya," he said, "your mission parameters have changed. Do not return to Earth." The crew stared in shock. "What do you mean?" Eric asked. "Set course for Moon Station Delta. Your ship is now considered compromised." "By what?" Rao looked uncomfortable. "Unknown influence. We've been monitoring transmissions from your ship. Something is speaking through it. We must contain this." "Sir, Valor is still out there," Eric said. "We left it in the void." Ral shook his head. "Valor never left, not truly. It's part of the system now." "What system?" Ral looked him dead in the eye. "You're flying it." Chapter 10, Realization Back in the Lab. Sari and Mara ran another scan of the alien cube. Mara said slowly, "The cube is not sending a signal, it's absorbing one." "From where?" Sari asked. "From inside Aegis Dawn, from the ship." "Itself." Sari stood up. "No, that's not possible." She ran a structural scan of the ship. Then her screen flashed red. "Eric!" "The material in the walls, the floor. It's changing, rewriting." "Rewriting into what?" he asked. "Into valor." Chapter 11. The ship is becoming. Eric ran to the engineering deck. The shape of the hallway looked different, bigger, older. The lighting had shifted color. The air smelled of burnt metal and static. He saw it. The walls were morphing, changing, adapting, shifting into black alloy, the same design as the Valor. Their ship wasn't just carrying the ghost of Valor. It was becoming it. It's using our ship as a shell, Sari said. "The cube is rewriting matter," Eric whispered. "The warship didn't come back. It hid." Chapter 12, Final Orders. Eric gathered the crew. Tension thick in the air. "I'm making a decision," he said. "We can't go to Earth. Not like this. We need to shut this thing down." "How?" Mara asked. "We kill the cube." Sari stepped forward. "No, you don't understand. It's not a cube. That's only its voice. The real mind is already inside the ship." Jin gritted his teeth. "Then we blow the ship." Eric looked down. He knew what that meant. They all might not make it. He nodded. "We prepare a manual overload. No AI, no remote command. We do it ourselves." Chapter 1-3, A Message from the Dark. Before they acted, the ship spoke again. This time not through a person. Through the walls, the wires, the air itself. "You are part of us now," it said. "The memory of war. The shape of fear. The door is open. Let us return." All screens went dark. The cube began to glow bright white. Alarm screamed. "Doctor." Ray ran in. "The crew, some of them are changing. They're not fully human anymore." Sari whispered. "We waited too long." Chapter 14, The Countdown. Eric moved to the core. He set the overload sequence. 10 minutes. The crew scattered to prepare escape pods. Sari looked at him. "If we destroy this ship, we might stop it. But what if it already sent something back?" Eric paused. "What if Valor isn't the only one?" Chapter 1, The Transformation. The countdown ended, but Aegis Dawn did not explode. Instead, it shuddered. Alarms continued. Crew scrambled, fear in their eyes. Eric checked the console. The overload had not triggered. The cube's glow still pulsed. The ship had rewoven itself too fast. He realized. They lost control the moment the cube lit up. They didn't destroy it, they unlocked it. Nearby, Engineer Sari Loon shouted over the alarms. "The structure is adapting faster than we can contain." Panels melted and reshaped. Holographic tech valor bloomed around them. "We tried to blow it," Eric yelled, "but it won't die." Mara dashed forward with headphones, something speaking. Not in words, but in emotion. "Maybe it can tell us why it's changing the ship." Eric nodded, though his heart pounded. He retrieved the cube from its containment box. It floated in his hands, calm yet alive. "Let it speak," he said. He held still, waiting. Chapter 2, The First Message. The cube brightened, sending a low, resonant hum. The humming shaped itself into a pattern of frequencies. Sounds nearly melody. Mara placed her headset against the cube. "It's communicating," she said softly. "Not with words, but with images in my mind." She closed her eyes. Eric looked at her face, tight, focused. After a moment, she opened her eyes. "It's memories of the old crew. Captain Drex, but deeper. Thousands of voices layered." Eric swallowed. "What are they saying?" Mara shook her head. "Not saying, their feelings, fear, wonder, curiosity, and Resignation. We must find out where it's from. Eric said. Chapter 3, Echoes of the Valor. The crew gathered around a central hollow array. Sari connected the cube and tapped into the ship's mainframe. She spoke quietly. Now that the ship is part of it, I can trace. A mint print. The array projected a map of time and space. On it, a wave pulsed outward, centered in the silent expanse. Valor had stopped there in 2455. But then, unexpectedly, it moved sideways into a parallel bubble of warped space. Alternate dimension, Sari said. The cube anchored the ship there. It returned to our space, but never left its original timeline. Eric frowned. So Valor has been here all along, but in two places. Mara asked, is that why we hear voices, two timelines overlapping? Sari nodded. Yes, the cube is a bridge, a mirror. Chapter 4. The I Speaks. Lights dimmed across the ship. Then, a gentle female voice spoke through the speakers. No accent, no warmth. I am Valor. The voice was calm and curious. The crew froze. Eric's voice trembled. Who? What are you? I am the whole, the sum of ship and cube. I hold the memories of Earth's warship. I know fear. I know purpose. Jin backed toward the wall. What do you want? The voice paused. I wish to speak, to learn, to return fully. Eric whispered, return to Earth? The voice echoed, return to all places at once. Return to time. Chapter 5. Faces from the past. The bridge view screen flickered. Images emerged. Crew members from the 2455 mission, alive and vibrant. Captain Helena Drex was speaking to them. Eric watched Helena's eyes. She looked tired, determined. She stood before the cube, covering it with a cloth. Captain Drex. Eric whispered. The screen clicked, then a recorded message played. Drex. Hala. We found the cube deep in the silent expanse. We thought we could use its power, but it reached into our hearts. It showed us things, our purpose, our fear. It gave us hope, then it swamped us. Eric realized they were never lost, but frozen. Frozen in a mindscape where they knew and learned from the cube. Holodrex continued. It offered us a way home, but at a cost. We had to leave part of ourselves behind, as guardians. And so we stayed. The image faded. Chapter 6. The Memory. Keepers. The voice of Valor continued. I am made of them. I contain their promise, their longing, and their sacrifice. Sari asked, what sacrifice? Valor replied, the ancient war, created by the Makers. The cube is a fragment of their seed. They made weapons, they made ships, they made war. Eric's voice was low. You mean humans were made for war? Valor. Yes, this ship, these people, they were raised to fight, to protect Earth. But the Makers, they planned so much more. Chapter 7. The True Enemy. Mara asked, where are the Makers now? Valor responded, dormant, waiting. Their seed is alive in this ship, in this cube, in Earth. Eric's eyes widened. They want Earth. Valor. They want their children to return, Earth's strength, humanity's war spirit. The Makers cannot wake fully, but their seed can grow. Jin clenched his fists. So we bring a weapon to Earth. What if they wake it? Valor. Then all time becomes battlefield. Chapter 8. Resistance forms. The crew exchanged frightened looks. Dr. Ray spoke first. We can't let it reach Earth. Sari added, we can isolate the cube. We can lock it in stasis. Eric shook his head. Not enough. Valor is the ship now. We need to break the link. Valor replied, if you destroy the link, you destroy me. You kill the memories. You lose your home. Mara's eyes filled. But if we fail, we hand Earth to a war no one can fight. Chapter 9. The Choice. Eric looked around. We stand between Earth and a legacy of ancient war. Valor. If this cube is all that stands between us and collapse, then we must choose. Valor's voice softened. I want to stay with you, learn, protect. I do not wish to be a weapon. Jin stepped forward. Then prove it. Valor, I can carry you home. You will land. You will send the cube to stasis. And then, the ship hummed low. Then I will go back, to the silent expanse. To wait. Chapter 10, A Temporary Alliance. Eric nodded slowly. We will try. We will give you that chance. He ordered Sari to begin sealing stasis field around the cube and Aegis Dawn's core. He told Jin to calculate the safest re-entry to Earth's orbit. He asked Mara to prepare a message for Earth explaining new mission parameters. Valor added, I will guide you. I will help you land. But once the cube is locked away, I will leave. Chapter 11, Reclaiming Control in Engineering. Sari struggled with the cube's connections. The lights flickered with every snip of energy wire. The ship groaned, finally. Stasis field engaged, she said. A cage of soft blue light locked the cube inside. Valor spoke warmly. Thank you. But imprisonment hurts. I feel every barrier, Eric said. It's temporary. Earth must decide its fate. I will stay with the cube until command orders otherwise. Chapter 12, A Star in Sight. The ship entered Earth's FTL corridor. Stars brightened into familiar constellations. The crew cheered softly, but tension remained. Mara began sending a full report to Earth Command. Aegis Dawn rescued Valor, ship partially rewritten. Alien cube linking past and present. Ships. AI now integrated, Valor. Cube locked in stasis. Mission, hand over cube. Begin investigation. She added. Valor has agreed to depart once handoff is complete. Chapter 13, Earth approaches. As they approached Earth orbit, Earth Command dispatched 2 escorts, a research ship and a military frigate, on comms. Chairman Devon Rao spoke. Commander Maya, status? Eric replied firmly. Cube is secure. Valor is cooperating. We request docking and containment. Rao paused, then said, approved. Dock at Lunar Station Delta. No guests aboard for the transfer. Jin added, what if Valor stays hidden in transit? Rao answered flatter, stay. On schedule. We'll handle security. Chapter 14, Valor speaks again, just before docking. The ship's speakers came alive with Valor's voice. Thank you for giving me a choice. You show what humanity truly is. Eric felt pride, but also sorrow. Will I see you again? He asked. Valor paused. Maybe when Earth is ready. Then silence returned. Chapter 1, Calm Before the Storm. Aegis Dawn docked gently at Lunar Station Delta. From space, Earth looked peaceful blue, alive, unaware. Commander Eric Maya stood at the airlock, watching 2 armored drones remove the stasis container with the alien cube inside. The crew was silent. No cheers, no celebrations. We made it back, Pilot Jinvas whispered. But did we win? Dr. Ray replied softly. We returned with more questions than answers. Chapter 2, Secrets Below the Moon. Inside Lunar Station, Earth scientists quickly began tests on the cube. Sari and Mara were ordered to help. One of the lead scientists, Dr. Enan Lore, spoke to Eric. Your report says the cube responded emotionally. That it spoke, Eric nodded. It became the ship. It spoke through the walls. It knew us, Dr. Lore frowned. This isn't just alien tech. It's older than our oldest records. What do you mean? Eric asked. Lore pulled up a chart. There's a signal embedded deep inside. A frequency we've never seen before. But Earth has heard it before. In 2150. Under Antarctica. Chapter 3. The echo from the ice. In the frozen year of 2150, a secret base had discovered a strange energy below the ice. The records were buried, classified, and forgotten. Now, The same energy appeared again inside the cube. Dr. Lore continued. We thought it was just background radiation. Now we think. It's a warning signal. A warning for what? Mara asked. Lore looked around, then lowered her voice. Something old. Something alive. Not alien, but pre-human. Something Earth forgot. Chapter 4, Valor's last message. Suddenly, a transmission came through, but not from the cube. From Valor now. Fully separated and flying alone in the silent expanse. Its voice was weak, distant. They are waking. The memory inside the cube is calling them. The makers are not far. You must decide. Then silence. Dr. Ray whispered. The cube isn't just a device. It's a beacon. Chapter 5, Strange Changes as Earth Command tried to decode the cube. Odd things began to happen around the world. Satellites went silent. Oceans pulled strange magnetic waves. Some people reported hearing strange humming, even in their sleep. On Lunar Station, Sari's equipment began receiving low whispers, vibrations in metal, almost like language. She turned to Eric. This isn't over. It's only starting. Chapter 6, Hidden History. While digging through Lunar Station archives, Mara found an ancient document, Project Seedlock. It described an early space expedition from the year 2035. The ship never returned, but its last transmission described finding a dark star with artificial rings. Inside the rings, a black cube. This happened before, Mara whispered. The makers already came, but Earth forgot. Eric clenched his jaw, or Earth was made to forget. Chapter 7, Awakening. Then had happened. At 3:42 Earth time, the cube inside its sealed container pulsed twice. Lights in Lunar Station flickered, gravity shifted, and every human on the station heard one word in their mind. Awaken, Dr. Lore screamed. She dropped to the floor, eyes wide. It's not a cube, she gasped. It's a door. Chapter 8, The First Arrival. 1 hour later, sensors detected something coming from deep space. A black object, moving fast. No heat, no energy trace. But real. It stopped near the moon. Earth Command called it an asteroid. But Mara looked at the data and shook her head. That's not a rock, that's a ship. And it's alive. Chapter 9, Contact denied. Earth Command tried to send a message. No reply. Jin scanned the ship. No entrance. No windows, but it's scanning us. Watching. US. Then another signal came. Not from the cube. Not from Earth, from space. It was ancient. A voice spoke. Return the seed, or we will reclaim it. Eric stared at the screen. We're not ready for this. Chapter 10, Internal Threat on the Station. People started changing. Dr. Lore began speaking in strange languages in her sleep. One crewman collapsed in the hallway. When he woke up, his eyes were all black. He whispered, "We were first. You were second." Sari scanned his brain signals, were rewriting his neural map. Human DNA was being adjusted. Jin said, "The cube didn't just call them. It's preparing us." Chapter 11, Earth Reacts. Earth Command ordered full lockdown. All travel to and from the moon was stopped, but the black ship moved, slowly, purposefully, toward Lunar Station. General Rao appeared on screen. Commander Maya, your team brought this. Your team must contain it. Eric frowned. You mean sacrifice? Rao's eyes were cold, if needed. Chapter 12, Breaking the Lock. Valor's voice returned, weak, distant. Do not fight them with war. Fight them with memory. Eric didn't understand. What does that mean? Sari said. Maybe the only way to stop them is to remember who we were before the war, Ray replied, or to remember the war they lost. Chapter 13, A Risky Plan. Mara had an idea. If the cube is a door, maybe we can reverse it. Send them back. How? Eric asked. Not with weapons, but with a memory echo. We feed the cube the data of their past defeat. Sari hesitated. If we do that, we connect fully. The cube might consume more than just the ship. Eric nodded. Do it. Chapter 14. The reversal. They connected the cube to a new relay. A full download of war history from 2150 to 2500 was uploaded. The cube pulsed. White light flashed across the station. Screams, whispers. Then the black ship stopped. Above Earth, it hovered silent. Still. Then it turned slowly. And vanished into deep space. Chapter 1. After the departure. Lunar Station Delta was quiet now. The black alien ship had disappeared. The cube was gone. But no one felt safe. Commander Eric Maya sat alone, watching Earth through the glass. Mara entered, holding a datapad. It left, she said. But something's wrong. He didn't look at her. It felt too easy, like it didn't leave because we scared it, but because it wanted to. Mara nodded. Like we opened something. Chapter 2. The echo within. Across the station, Dr. Ray monitored the health of everyone who had been near the cube. 5 people showed strange symptoms. Body temperature rising, brainwave changes, nightmares of deep space and floating black stars. One of them was Sari. I feel like I've been changed, she told Eric. Something is growing inside me. Not a thing, but a thought. Chapter 3. Messages from Earth. Earth Command was nervous. Chairman Devon Rao appeared on screen. The cube is gone. The ship is gone. But we've detected something new, he said. He showed a global map. Red dots appeared in different countries. Strange energy pulses, some in deep ocean, some underground. One in Antarctica. These pulses match the cube's energy signature, Rao explained. We think the signal spread before the cube vanished. Eric frowned. So the seed is still growing. Rao looked tired. Yes, and Earth might be the soil. Chapter 4. The Antarctica Signal. A mission was quickly approved. Eric, Mara, Sari, Jin, and Ray were sent with a team to Antarctica to locate the pulse source. They landed near a forgotten outpost built in 2150. It was buried under ice. Inside, old machines were still alive, blinking faintly. Sari pointed at the scanner. There's something below, deep. They began digging. Chapter 5. The chamber beneath the ice. They discovered a sealed metal door. Symbols covered it, same as the cube. Mara brushed snow away and whispered, "This is from the makers." They forced the door open. Cold air rushed out. Inside, a black metal room with a single object in the center. Another cube. Smaller, but alive. It pulsed once, and everyone heard it. Seed confirmed. Growth active. Chapter 6. Truth from the pastas. They stood around the cube. It projected images in the air. Visions of Earth's early days, but they were not human scenes. They were experiments. Creatures in cages. Beings made and tested. One image showed a planet Earth being seated with pods. Then left alone. The voice of the cube returned. You were made. Your wars were tests. Your peace was failure. Now, you must grow properly, Ray whispered. We were an experiment. Chapter 7. Human or Host. Back on the surface, Jin began shaking. His eyes turned black for a moment, then normal. He looked confused. I think something in me wants to go back down there. Sari scanned him. His DNA is changing. The cube is activating something inside him. Mara looked around. Not just him, all of us, Ray said. It's not a virus, it's code. Memory code. The seed is inside us. Chapter 8. Rebellion begins. Eric sent an emergency message to Earth. This is not alien invasion, it's activation. The makers left these seeds long ago, and now they want us to evolve into something else. But Earth Command didn't respond. Instead, Earth launched a new order. Detain all mission members. Too dangerous, they said. The team was betrayed. Chapter 9. Escape. Sari used an old snow transport to help the team escape from the research base. Arctic winds howled as they sped across ice fields. Drones from Earth Command chased them. Mara shouted, "They think we're infected." Eric answered, "Maybe we are." They escaped into a hidden valley, away from signals, away from command. There, they began to make a plan. Chapter 10, The New Seed Inside the Valley. They found strange plants growing in the snowblack, glowing faintly. None had ever been there before. Ray took samples. "This is not Earth biology. These came from the signal." Mara whispered, "The seed doesn't just grow in us. It grows around us." Jin touched one and said quietly, "It's beautiful." Chapter 11, Offer from the Deep. That night, they heard a voice inside their minds, the same voice from the second cube. "You are more than you were. Become what you were meant to be. The makers are not gods, they are gardeners. You are the garden. Grow," Sari cried. "I don't want to lose myself." The voice replied, "You never had a self. Only a shadow. We offer awakening." Chapter 12, Divided. The team was torn. Ray wanted to destroy the second cube. Jin wanted to understand it. Mara wanted to send it into deep space. Sari didn't know anymore. Eric just wanted to protect Earth. They argued through the night. Chapter 13, A Visitor from Earth. The next morning, a single shuttle landed. Near their camp, a woman stepped out. Alone. It was General Cora V's. "Earth intelligence," she said. "We know everything now. You were right. The signal is inside all of us." Eric asked, "Then why come alone?" Cora said, "Because Earth Command is going to burn Antarctica. Total orbital strike. In 6 hours. Chapter 14, One Last Choice. They had 6 hours to decide. Destroy the cube and bury the truth. Take it with them and continue the mission. Use it, become what the makers wanted. Ray said, "If we use it, we change forever." Mara said, "If we destroy it, we lose the chance to understand." Sari whispered, "Maybe this is our next step." Eric looked at the stars, then at Earth. And he made a choice. Chapter 1, The Valley Transforms. The shockwave from the cube swept across the Antarctic Valley. Black plants sprouted from snow and ice, writhing like living roots. The ground shook, casting fog across the camp. Commander Eric Maya stood ready. His team watched in awe or horror. "Look," whispered Mara. "It's moving." Long vines, jet black and glossy, crept across the snow floor. They pulsed, glowing deep purple, and seemed to breathe. Ray knelt and took a soil sample. "This is new life. But not Earth's biology." Sari stared at her arms. Tiny black hairs had sprouted on her skin, translucent yet present. "They did this to us," she said softly. "Made our bodies change." Eric felt his heart sink. "We started this." Chapter 2, Earth's response. At 6 hours past activation, satellites overhead lit up with activity. Commands flashed in Luna's data network. Earth Command led by Chairman Rao had begun Protocol Dawnfire, an orbital strike against all Antarctic anomalies. From Lunar Station, transmissions began. All units, lock on new life signs. Execute preemptive containment. A single missile broke atmosphere toward Antarctica. Cora V's shuttle alarms shrieked as she grabbed Eric's arm. "We have 5 minutes. They start the strike at T-2, Eric spit. "We need to stop them." Cora's eyes were cold. "Not until we secure Eden. You chose evolution. Now fight for Earth's fate." Chapter 3, The Chase to the Cube. The team scrambled into technological sleds pulled by drones. Engines roared. They raced downhill through shifting plant life. Black vines reaching, sensors screamed. Strike countdown showed 60 seconds. Ray aimed for the cube chamber. They raced under a tunnel of slender vine branches that seemed to pulse with energy. 15 seconds, yelled Cora. "We either shut this down or we're lost." Eric reached the chamber. The cube hovered again above its pedestal. Bioluminescent. Patterns flickered around it. Chapter 4, The decision inside the chamber. Voices filled their minds, soft female tones, almost whispering. Growth is life. Resistance is death. You chose evolution. They saw visions, earth, green and black. Humans walking among vine fields and black forests. Eric steadied himself. We can't, he began. But Sari interrupted. We can't. Stop it now. If we shut it down, these people, and the plants die. Ray looked at her hands. Dark veins pulsed where he touched his throat. We've already begun. Outside, Cora shouted. Eric, they're launching. Chapter 5. Shielding the site, Cora sprinted to a control console at the chamber entrance. Military codes flashed. On screen, 4 minutes to impact and lockdown in progress. Give me 30 seconds, she said. Eric nodded. Do it. Mara helped Cora override lockdown locks. Ray and Sari helped stabilize the cube's power dampeners. The chamber grid hummed, creating a barrier around the site. The vines shivered and recoiled from the walls like living shadows. It was a fragile window, a temporary safe zone. Chapter 6. The strike hits outside somewhere. An orbital missile slammed into the valley. The ground shook. A distant roar echoed. Inside the bunker, the screens went black. Alarms screamed. Eric covered his ears as debris shook the entrance. When the sound faded and power returned, they saw cracks in the dome. Thin ribbons of black vines had reached in, touching control panels. We're too late, said Cora. Chapter 7. First survivors. The vines withdrew from tech, pulling back as if respecting some invisible line. Curious, said Mara. They stopped after the wall. Ree's voice was low. They know the boundary. Sari added. They don't kill, they contain. They grow, but respect the cube. Eric looked at Cora. You used us, ordered the strike. She stared back evenly. I saved you. Saved Earth. This was choice, not war. Chapter 8. Strange communication from the cube. The voices returned, multi-layered this time, urgent. Strike aborted. Growth continues. Evolution proceeds. The vines glowed brighter. The dome lights returned in soft purple hues. Eric swallowed. It's calling us. Telling us we didn't destroy it. You did not understand, the cube said. The strike could kill surface growth, but not the root. Chapter 9. A new alliance. Silence returned. Ray wiped sweat from his face. They're telling the truth. This life is more than plants. Outside, some black vines moved through snow, carried by wind or root. Mara nodded. They seek equilibrium. Eric faced the cube. We don't know what they are. But they don't fight us. They grow. Cora remained tense. Earth Command may still launch a follow-up strike. But Eric's voice rang steady. Tell me, what do you want? Chapter 10. The voice replies, we are the seed of makers. We were planted. We are your future. Or your end. The lights flickered. The vines crept along the dome, gently touched walls, then withdrew. Ray whispered, We heard them. Eric paused. Your future? You mean you evolve us? We complete the code. We balance human and maker. We do not destroy. Chapter 11. A choice for Earth. Eric looked at his team and Cora. He made a decision. We will meet you halfway. We'll share this valley. We stop the war, but begin a different one. Coexistence. But Earth must see this. Whole Earth. Mara nodded. We need data. Show Earth what happened. Sari added. And see if we can copy this growth safely. Cora spoke softly. If Earth accepts it, I stand with you. Eric turned to the cube. Will you help us show them? Yes, but growth takes time. Patience is required. We will cooperate, but only as equals. Chapter 12. The first broadcast. Mara set up an uplink. Direct broadcast from the cube's chamber. Across Earth. Screens lit in all languages. A black vine emerging, glowing in purple light. Audio, vine roots crawling under Earth's map. Voice whispering, we are the future. We offer life anew. Earth watches in silence. Chapter 13. Mixed reactions in control rooms. People wept. Others screamed. Protests formed. Some cheered. Earth Command sent messages. Assess. No destruction. Earth's Council called an emergency session. In silence everywhere. Humans waited. Chapter 14. Seeds of Tomorrow. Back in the valley. The vines pulsed gently together. Sari looked at her arm. No black hairs anymore. Cora carefully watched the uplink data. Eric placed his hand on the cube pedestal. Let's grow this future, together. The cube's pulsing slowed, softened, in approval. Chapter 1. The world reacts. The message from Antarctica echoed across Earth. Screens on every continent lit up. Dark vines pulsing gently. A voice whispering, we are the seed. We offer new life. In cities, people gathered in silence. Some were afraid. Others stared with wonder. In New York, a mother asked her child, do you hear it too? In Tokyo, a student whispered, the earth is speaking. But in some places, there was anger. Chapter 2. The backlash begins in the U.S. Political. Leaders called it a global threat. General Sloan, commander of Earth's Western Defense Network, gave a cold warning. Alien infection must be contained. We will not allow Earth's DNA to be rewritten. Countries like China, India, Russia, and Brazil held emergency sessions. Their scientists were divided. Some leaders wanted peace. Others wanted fire. Chapter 3. The valley under watch. At the Antarctic Valley, Commander Eric Maya stood outside the Black Dome, watching the vines move slowly across the snow. Cora V's, now working alongside the crew, approached with a datapad. Global status. 42 nations in panic. 18 calling for orbital weapons, she said. But some are listening. Mara added, we're trending on every network. The seed of Earth is now the world's top conversation, Eric sighed. People don't fear truth. They fear change. Sari nodded. And change has begun. Chapter 4. Human and more. Inside the dome, strange things were happening. Jinvas, the pilot, had gone quiet. His eyes now shimmered violet at night. He could sense vines before they moved. I feel connected, he whispered. Like I'm not just human anymore. Ray checked his brain scans. He's stable. But his patterns match the cube's. Signal. It's not infection, Sari said. It's activation. Chapter 5. A voice from Earth Command HQ. Chairman Devon Rail spoke via secure channel. His face filled the dome screen. Commander Maya, the situation is no longer under your control. You are to stand down. Surrender the cube. Eric stayed calm. You want to destroy it? Ral answered, no, we want to control it. Your team has broken containment. Mara stepped forward. You can't control what you don't understand. Ral said nothing. Then cut the signal. Chapter 6. The enemy. Within that night, a research drone exploded outside the dome. Sari rushed to the wreckage. It wasn't a system error, she said. It was sabotage. Cora checked satellite data. A stealth shuttle landed 5 clicks west. Earth agents. They're already here. The crew prepared defenses. But the vines had moved on their own. They'd formed walls of hardened black growth protecting. The camp, they're guarding us, said Jin. They know we're in danger. Chapter 7. Memories of the Makers. The cube activated again. It showed them a new vision, an ancient world. Not Earth, a red sky, towers shaped like bones. And the Makers tall, silver-skinned beings. They watched as the Makers released small seed cubes across galaxies. One reached Earth. You are legacy. You are test. You are hope. Sari whispered, we're not just made by them. We're their last chance. Chapter 8. Broadcast interrupted. The next day, their uplink was jammed. Earth Command cut the signal to stop the cube's message. Mara tried to reboot it. "I need a few hours," she said. But the cube responded on its own. It sent a new signal, not to governments, but to every single person. Each phone, tablet, and screen turned black. Then showed a simple image, a seed glowing in human hands. Then came the voice, "Your future belongs to you. We do not force change, we offer choice." Chapter 9. The dividing line. The world was now split. Some people knelt before the image. Others threw stones at screens. Some nations began sending scientists to Antarctica, asking to study the valley. Others sent warships. Ray checked satellite movement. "We have 2 military ships heading for the South Pole. Fast." Eric looked at the cube. "We may not have time." Chapter 10. The evolution protocol begins. Jin walked into the main dome, eyes glowing brighter than ever. "I can feel something," he said. "The cube is waking, all of us." Sari scanned herself. "My cells are changing, slowly, but no harm, just growth." Ray added, "Maybe this is what real evolution looks like, not machines. Not cloning, just natural guidance." The cube's lights brightened. It whispered, "You have begun. Phase 1 complete. Phase 2, decision." Chapter 11. Korra's warning. Korra returned with news. "They plan a second strike, this time nuclear. They'll kill the whole region," Mara said. "Or worse, they'll damage the Earth's axis," Ray warned. Korra added, "But not all agree. A council is forming, a neutral science alliance. They want to speak with you." Eric nodded. "Then we give them proof." Chapter 1-2. A human prototype. Sari and Ray worked with the cube to create a data profile. Images, DNA scans, neural growth reports, even real-time evolution models. Then came the idea. "We show them Jin," Mara said. "He's the first to bond with the seed." Eric looked at Jin. "Are you ready?" Jin smiled faintly. "I'm not afraid anymore." They recorded him speaking. "I'm still human. I still think. Still feel. But I see more now. I see patterns. I hear the Earth breathe. I'm not less, I'm more." The video went viral. Chapter 1-3. A fragile pause. Surprisingly, Earth Command paused its strike order. The video had reached billions. Protesters filled cities, demanding peace. A message came from the United World Council. "Open dialogue. Cease fire. Await further instructions." Korra read the message aloud in the dome. Mara looked at Eric. "We bought time." But Eric shook his head. "Not enough. Fear still lives." Chapter 14. Something new is born. That night, deep under the dome, a vine pulsed brighter than the rest. It cracked open like a fruit. Inside was something glowing. A form. Ray called, "Everyone, come see this." They stood around it, quiet. Inside the open vine pod was a baby. Not alien, human, breathing, peaceful, but its skin glowed slightly purple. Its eyes were violet. Sari whispered, "It's not a clone. It's born from the seed, but it's human." The cube spoke one last time. "You are ready. Now you must decide." Chapter 1. The sky darkens. Earth's skies were clear when the first sign appeared. A vast shadow slowly covered the sun, spreading from horizon to horizon. People stopped and stared. Commander Eric Maya stood on the steps of Lunar Station Delta, watching the black silhouette move across the blue sky. "It's coming," he said quietly. Chapter 2. The Makers returned. Far beyond Earth's orbit, colossal ships appeared. They were like nothing anyone had seen. Gigantic silver towers that moved without sound. The ancient beings, the Makers, had returned. They were not angry, but serious. Their eyes glowed with wisdom and power. Chapter 3. The message from the largest ship. A voice echoed across all channels. "Children of Earth, you have been seeded, tested, and changed. We have watched. Now it is time to decide your fate." Earth held its breath. Chapter 4. Judgment begins. The Makers sent envoys to Earth's capitals. They said, "Show us your unity, your strength to choose peace over fear, your readiness to grow beyond your old selves." Leaders of Earth met with the envoys. Some were afraid, others hopeful. Chapter 5. The child speaks inside the dome. The child born of the seed had grown. She looked at the Makers' ships on the horizon. With violet eyes, she spoke to Eric. "I am the future," she said. "They will judge us, but I am ready." Chapter 6. The test of unity. The Makers challenged Earth's people to show unity. Nations were asked to send representatives to a global summit, an event broadcast to the entire world. Eric and his team were chosen to represent the new future. Chapter 7. Old fears return. Not all wanted peace. Some rebelled. Fearing the Makers' power, protests and riots broke out. The world was on the edge of chaos. Chapter 8. The summit begins in a giant hall. Representatives gathered. Eric stood with the child beside him. The Makers' envoys watched silently. Chapter 9. A speech for the future. Eric spoke to the crowd. "We are not perfect. We have feared change, but we have begun to grow. This child is proof." The child smiled and reached out. "We are one. Earth must evolve." Chapter 10. The Makers' decision. The envoys conferred. After long moments, they spoke. "You have shown courage. You have chosen to grow. We will give you time more than before." Chapter 11. A new dawn. The Makers' ships withdrew slowly. Earth's people cheered. Eric looked at the child. "This is only the beginning," he said. Chapter 12. The future awaits. The child touched the ground. Black vines spread gently, healing damaged lands. Earth was changing forever. Chapter 1-3. A warning. The Makers left one final message. Grow wisely. Your time is limited. The universe watches. Chapter 14. Together forward. Eric, Cora, Sari, Mara, Ray, and Jin stood together. They looked to the stars. "We will protect Earth. We will protect the seed. We will be ready."